Hey everybody, it's April 29, 2025, and I'm going to read my West Virginia horror story part 8. This is Deborah Florian. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there. So here we go. Here's a part 8. This is the last installment chronicling my life at 48 Slonaker Lane in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, as the wheels fall off my life, as I lose the historical house and relocate to Martinsburg in Berkeley County, where the fun really starts. One day, probably in 2013, as I exited Interstate 81, I noticed an unmarked Dodge Charger police sedan in back of me. As I traveled down Route 9 West, heading home, he stayed with me. Back then, I knew that road like the back of my hand, so I put my favorite CD in and prepared to enjoy the ride. It's a beautiful stretch of road. The song I had on auto replay was Queen Sykes' Empire, and I played it loud. Route 9 West in Berkeley County into Morgan has many spots where the legal speed limit changes. But I knew exactly where they were. Easy breezy. My buddy was still in back of me, hoping, I'm sure, that I'd messed up. But he was playing by the rules. I didn't contrive some baseless reason to stop me. Finally, as we blew into Berkeley Springs, he hung a left onto New Hope Road in pursuit of the vehicle in front of me that had, in the course of navigating the winding road, touched the center line. I continued home. Not long after moving to Slonaker Lane, I struck up a friendship with Sandy and Gary Miller, who owned the property directly across the road. They lived in Baltimore and came to Berkeley Springs most weekends. They did cool, challenging things like move mobile homes around from their place in Sir John's to another of their properties on River Road. On narrow, twisting country roads, hairpin curves. It was fun to tag along, and for quite a while I felt welcome to do so. I had a standing invitation to dinner on Saturdays along with Sandy's elderly parents, who also lived at Berkeley Springs. When one of my dogs passed, Gary arranged for his friend to bring his backhoe down to Sir John's and dig the grave. They wouldn't accept money for the work, but as time progressed, their attitude towards me changed, and not for the better. Sandy's elderly parents even got in on it. Snarky comments, that evil, childish, he, I have come to know so well. As my relationship with the Millers deteriorated, Gary confided in me, quote, "These cops are around here," unquote, shaking his head sadly. And of course the Millers had a relationship with Dean Carpenter, he of the missing glasses, as described in part 7 of my West Virginia horror story. The patriarch figure of St. John's, who wanted my property to use for more gardens. As outsiders from Baltimore who bought land in the little village of Sir John's, upon which they built their forever home, the Millers had a dog in the fight to make nice with Dean. They most certainly knew that Dean intended to knock my house down after acquiring my property for a pittance, which he did, all of it. As I review the calendar I kept for 2014, I see many days where West Virginia State Police helicopters flew directly over my property. High enough so as to not induce a heart attack, but low enough that I could read the markings. And, of course, the Millers noticed the helicopters. Anyone not deaf, dumb, or blind would, but I was doing absolutely nothing to deserve the flyovers. In retrospect, the plan was already laid to drive me out of St. John's. Once again, like at 314 Hostler Road in Jefferson County, the guy with designs on my property was buddies with local law enforcement, who certainly knew how to get those helicopters up. Get everyone talking to isolate me further. I wrote many letters in 2014 to the federal Leo I've referenced in prior testimonials, and they weren't just about the helicopters. Cars would be parked in front of my house, sometimes 5 at a time, in such a remote area. And they weren't visitors at the Millers, who had a large gated property with plenty of room for vehicles. I would never notice them arriving or leaving. They moved fast. On Friday, October 3rd, 2014, I woke around 6:15 a.m. to see a Dodge Charger parked on the decommissioned state road alongside my house, mere feet away from where I had been sleeping. Life was no longer livable for me on Slonaker Lane, and by the time I left, I had sold the property for a song to Dean Carpenter. So in the end, he got what he wanted. After all, he was a local and friends with the police. I came to a crash landing in Martinsburg, in Berkeley County, where the fun began in earnest right away. To be continued. Oh my goodness. You've purchased so many properties. Anyway, you poor girl. Thank you for sharing your West Virginia horror story. So now you're going to be going to somewhere else, I surmise here. They're all in on it. And yeah, this is what they do. You develop relationships with people, it's all wonderful, and then suddenly the slander campaign, the defamation, and then everybody's snickering and giggling and ha ha, hoo hoo, you know. I know, I've got it here too. They smile, and then they pretend that they're your friend. They pretend, and then before you know it, they're throwing poopy diapers in front of your mailbox and stuffing it with dead animals. So anyway, thank you so much, Deborah, for sharing that. Sorry it took so long, but things have been busy here. A lot of mail and lots of kittens and a lot of work to be done on the property, like picking up bitchcraft. So anyway, thank you so much, Deborah, for my West Virginia horror story, part 8, Deborah Florian.